Hey folks, welcome back to the Toronto Marlies Insider. The Marlies hosted the Cleveland Monsters in the second half of a home-and-home series, having lost in a shootout on Friday night. So let's jump into it. But before we do that, we want to give a special shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring this video. SeatGeek is the best place to go if you're looking for tickets to a sporting event, concert or a live show. Click the link below and use code Toronto Marlies Insider, all one word, to get $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek will let you know if the tickets you want are a good value or not with their 1 to 10 rating system to ensure you always get the best bang for your buck. So make sure you check them out and use the promo code Toronto Marlies Insider to save $20. The Marlies opened the scoring with just over 7 minutes played in the first, and it was the first goal of the season for the ever popular Zach Solo. After some great battling down low from Solo himself, he passed the puck to Max Lajoie and then circled back round to the front of the net to deflect the pass from Topi Niemela. The Monsters leveled things up with 5 minutes to go in the period. After a terrible attempt to stop the puck or divert it into the zone from Nick Abruzzese, we're not really sure what he was trying to do, the Monsters broke free and Trey Fix-Wolanski passed it to Carson Meyer, who snuck it past Martin Jones in the Marlies net. This was Jones' first game since conceding 3 goals in 12 shots against Milwaukee on November the 8th, and it was a goal that somebody of his standing and a goalie with over 400 NHL games would have been expected to save. The period ended 1-1 with shots on net being 11-5 in favour of Cleveland. With Keenan Suthers in the box for a tripping penalty, the Monsters took the lead with just 3 minutes 48 seconds gone in the second. And we're going to give Captain Logan Shaw the benefit of the doubt here, but it does kind of look like he tries to swipe at the puck to get it out of the zone, but fans on it, which gave Stanislav Zovil the chance to find Kent Johnson, who again got the puck past Jones in net, but Jones would probably want this one back as it's a shot he would be expected to save. And that's how the period ended. 2-1 to the Monsters. Shots in the period were 9-8 to the Marlies. The Marlies came out hot in the third and scored with less than 2 minutes gone. Pontus Holmberg deflected a great pass from Tommy Miller into the net to bring the Marlies back level. Captain Logan Shaw also got the assist. The Marlies then took the lead halfway through the period via a Dylan Gambrell goal, assisted by the other 2 goal scorers, Solo and Holmberg. Holmberg played the puck in front of the goal and Solo tried to send it in, but he ended up deflecting it into Gambrell, who had to fight hard to get it past Jet Greaves in the Monsters' goal. We want to highlight this MMA chokehold judo move from Marcus Bjork, which easily could have been a leg breaker for Gambrell. Gambrell managed to get his right leg out just in time as he was hauled backwards to the ice. His leg snapped out from under him with a bit of pace, and it could have caused some serious damage to Greaves or anybody else who was in close proximity. And with the recent tragedy that happened in Nottingham with Adam Johnson, we would have liked to think that the officials would have taken some action. But as you'll hear from head coach John Gruden afterwards, this wasn't their only questionable call of the day. Then, just 24 seconds later, the Monsters killed whatever momentum the Marlies had and scored to level things up for a third time. It was again a case of poor play from a Marlie. Holmberg won an offensive zone face-off and Kiefer Bellows laid it back to Marshall Rafai, who took his eye off it or just plain misplayed the puck, and he allowed it to get in behind him. Emil Benstrom then outskated Rafai and scored over Jones' left shoulder to even things up. This was again a goal that Jones would have been expected to save. And that's how it ended after 60 minutes, tied up at 3 each. Shots in the third were 11-10 to the Monsters. For the second time in a row, this one is headed to overtime. With just 37 seconds left in overtime, it was Emil Bemstrom who struck the winner for Cleveland. Dmitry Ovchinnikov, who's been very impressive offensively over the last couple of games, kind of lost Bemstrom a little bit in this one. Just for a split second, but that's all that Bemstrom needed to drive to the net and score the game winner. So, after overtime, the Monsters take this one 4-3. Shots in overtime were 4-1 to Cleveland, meaning 34-25 to the Monsters overall. This one was one of the most frustrating games we've ever been to. All the Monsters' goals were avoidable and either came from some sloppiness from a skater or soft goal conceded by Jones, or a combination of both. We had a real chance to get back in the win column, but now we're looking down the barrel of a losing streak. It's not all doom and gloom though. We lost 3 of those games by 1 goal and the other by 2, with that game having an empty netter. But we have developed a real habit here of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, and something needs to change. We have the players and we have the coaching staff to turn it around, but we need big changes and we do need them now. We still have an 8-5-3-1 record, which isn't terrible, but we could easily have 11 or 12 wins this season. When we look at how we started last year, we were getting all these tight wins, winning by 1 goal, winning by 2 goals, grinding out the dirty, ugly wins. Whereas this year, we seem to be finding new ways to lose. So, on a lighter note though, I took my son and his friend to the game, and in the car ride on the way home he said, "It's not too bad, we're still ahead of Belleville," which is true, but based off current form, 4th or 5th is all we'll achieve in the division this year. So although we may finish ahead of Belleville, which hopefully we do, I can't see us winning the division or placing a serious charge at the Calder Cup unless there's a big shift and players like Zach Solo and the return of Kyle Clifford could be instrumental in that. We lacked work rate and that doggedness in the past few games, and it's something that we hope head coach John Gruden and his staff can get through to the rest of the squad. Speaking of John Gruden, here's what he, along with Captain Logan Shaw, had to say to the media after the game.
Logan, not able to get the 2 points tonight, but you finished the weekend with 2 points. What did you like about the team's compete level tonight?
I thought it was okay. I thought, we did stick to it and had a good third period, but I wouldn't say it was a good game for us. It was nice to make sure that we were still in the game towards the end and gave ourselves a chance. Obviously, Jonesy played great, but I wouldn't say we're very happy or pleased with the weekend. But Friday night we played a much better overall game. We deserved to win that one. Tonight was a little bit less of that, but we stayed in the fight, and that's a sign of a good team.
The power play, not successful again today, but John was saying he likes the direction it's going in terms of looks. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously it's on us as players to make the plays, and I think, it's just, it hasn't been working for us yet this year, but we have the personnel and, coaching to get it done, and it's just, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to us. We have to outwork the PKs and just kind of stick with the game plan and just kind of let our skill take over.
Big game from Zach Solo. He was very vocal out there. He got on the board. As his teammate and seeing him over last season and now, what's the feelings you get seeing him thrive out there?
He's just awesome to be around. It was obviously very nice to see him get rewarded tonight. He works hard every night. He's bringing the energy on the bench, in the dressing room, and the way he plays the right way. He moves his feet, he forechecks, he backchecks, he plays physical, and he gets under opponent's skin, which is obviously part of his game. When he does that, he's involved, and it was nice to see him get rewarded tonight.
Why do you feel you guys have been so successful on the penalty kill so far this season?
Just hard work. The same, kind of opposite of what's going on with the power play right now. We're outworking the other team's power play. One less guy on the ice, so obviously, sometimes teams make nice plays and you got to tip your cap. But we have good structure. Coach has put in a good plan for us, and it's just, again, it's up to us to follow through with it. And it's been working well right now on the other side of it.
You've been in the league a long time. Hockey Fights Cancer, it was the 25th year that they've been doing an initiative like that. As players, what's it like to be able to give back to families that are going through something like that?
Yeah, I think we give very little to, for what we do. I'm really happy that we get to be a part of that, but, what they fight for and what they go through is a lot more than anything, that we could imagine. And it's kind of what, Blender said going into the third period is that, what those families go through and what they fight for, at least we can do is try to fight for a little bit in the third and try to give them a game. And we did, but, it was very nice to be able to be a part of what, what they go through in their lives. And it's, and having a kid as well, it's kind of, it touches you pretty, it gets your heartstrings moving a little bit, and it's just nice to be a part of, making them smile, making them have a good day.
John, not able to get the 2 points, but what did you like about the team's level of effort and making it go to overtime?
Well, the third period at the end of the day was, we weren't executing at a high rate. Wasn't our best. But we came out in the third period with a purpose, and we were doing things right, and because of that, we got a lot more done. And I think it was evident to everybody. and again, then we gave ourselves a chance for the 2 points.
Speaking of the third period specifically, there were a lot more high danger chances in that period, a lot more in close. Was that something you guys kind of discussed during the intermission?
Yeah, I mean, again, they're on top of you pretty quick. They close quick, and in order for us to get it out of that trouble, we need help. And whether or not we have possession or don't, we need to stay tight on our forecheck and then get inside when we had a chance. And you could see it on the 2 goals that we had, the first and the second one. So again, we'll just take that and we'll learn from it and we'll move forward.
No success on the power play, but last time we talked about it, have you seen positives that it's moving in the right direction?
Yeah, I thought our entries were way better. I think we had some dangerous looks. It just, again, when you're not confident and you're struggling, it just affects our players, and I don't want it to creep into that, because at the end of the day, you're going to win on 5-on-5 play. We're going to need our power play moving forward but I don't want our guys to lose complete confidence. You got to control the things that you can control, and eventually, I know it will get better.
First game for Martin Jones in quite a while after his trip to Sweden. How did you think he looked?
I thought he looked good. He made some really big saves at big moments. And again, that's what he's got a great demeanor to him. And at the end of the day, he gave us a chance to win.
What about Zach Solo? I know he brings so much energy, the goal there today, but also he was very vocal out there.
Yeah, he's vocal everywhere. It's kind of his personality. It's good to have guys like that. He brings the juice, he brings the jam, and it's nice that he got rewarded with the goal too.
It was the Hockey Fights Cancer Night here tonight. Everyone's celebrating and having, a lot of people taking part in it. What does it mean to be able to take part in stuff like that?
It means a lot. I mean, to the people that have to battle through that and the adversity, it's good to see that they can come and enjoy and the support that they get, because it's a cause that is that you need to be aware of, and I appreciate what our players did for the families today.
What was the reasoning for the delay of the game from the beginning?
I think there was and again, I don't want to be misquoted, but I'm pretty sure it was, I think the doctor was late, and you can't start a game without a doctor in the building, and I think that was the reason.
And Pontus Holmberg, a few points tonight. Just what have you seen from his game as of late?
Well, to be honest, I thought, it takes a while from a guy to get sent down. It takes a couple weeks to kind of get your legs and your mind right, and I thought he got there. Thank goodness he got it right in the third period. I don't think he's been to where he's capable, but it was really, really good to see what he did in the third period, and I think that's kind of a staple more of what you're going to see from him moving forward.
So you had Zach Solo took that penalty in the third period, and then he comes out still on a penalty kill. How did he do on the PK? You seem to have confidence there.
He's a proud guy. Again, we talked about his energy, what he brings, and he's a good player. I thought it was a little bit of a dive. I don't want to, the refs are doing the best job that they can, but at the end of the day, we killed it off, and he does a great job on the penalty kill. He's a hard-working player.
The Marlies' next game is on Friday as they embark in another home-and-home series. This time it's in the Upstate Medical University Arena as they travel to take on the Syracuse Crunch. But before that, we want to say thanks again to SeatGeek for sponsoring our post-game recaps this season. Make sure you click the link in the description below and use our promo code to save $20. Whew. So that was a very frustrating loss, but the coaching staff now have almost a week to address the issues, and with a bit of luck they'll be able to get it done. Thanks for dropping by and checking out our coverage of tonight's game. We'll catch you in the next one.